Well, just normally the hair is back or something, and just yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's probably not great that people have been complimenting me. It gives me the wrong, behavior, what is that Pavlov with behavior modification? What is
Yes.
it? Like,
Yeah, it's behavior modification. Yeah.
exactly. Now I'm like,
Yeah.
I get compliments before.
It's like that episode of Big Bang Theory. Chocolate?
Yes. The UK government has already passed legislation that bans drones from flying at heights above 400 feet and within 1 kilometer of airport boundaries. And based on new rules that took effect on Monday, pilots caught breaking these rules could face unlimited fines of up to 5 years in prison.
How you doing, man?
Hmm?
How you doing?
I'm good.
Are you mic'd? Are you plugged in?
I'm plugged in.
Nice. Say hi.
Hi.
Oh, people can hear Jeff?
People can always hear me, they just don't always listen.
A competition helping to drive development of the existing hydrogen transportation won by engineering students from Munich. Hyperunified using both passengers and pods traveling at very high speeds down the competition saw student teams from universities around the world gather in California to put their prototype pods to the The idea for Hyperloop, which could see pods through sealed tunnels to reduce shrinkage or air resistance, has been around for decades, but was only fleshed out by technology entrepreneur Elon Musk He suggested that pods could travel along existing tunnels speeds in excess of 1,000 kilometers an hour. Oh, you had to prove you're not a robot.
And it took 2 tries.
Critics have voiced concerns.
It's a robot.
Critics have voiced concerns about the potential cost of building a large hyperloop and whether its technical demands can be met. Musk's SpaceX company has run a series of concerts to drive development of the concept, and the mixed-use pod hit 467 kilometers an hour on a 1.2 kilometer test track. Run by the SpaceX aerospace company, the possibility aims to refine the technologies that could underpin the superfast transport system. The win is the third in a row for Texas University. Super.
I feel like I want to hold it up to your hair.
Yeah, that was awesome. I showed the kids last week. They howled. They thought it was the funniest thing.
You frame me like a picture. I'm holding it forever. Sorrow and joy. Nothing needs to change. We are young.
I just realized I made a purchase today on Amazon and I didn't use your link.
What?
Oh, it was expensive too.
Why don't you return it?
right
Cancel
now.
it.
Cancel it
and-
before they ship it.
Yeah, and then just go back.
But will I still get it Friday? I need it Friday. Need it Friday.
No, it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
No.
Do what?
Do you have Prime?
Prime, yes.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
The only time I don't
Was-
use affiliate links is if I'm buying like lady-ish things, and I don't want anybody to know.
Well, it's all.
Look, it still supports the show.
It doesn't show anything.
It doesn't say Sasha bought.
No.
It just says, hey, you got paid because somebody bought these.
These underwear or something. I'm not buying my underwear with affiliate links.
Look, I'm just saying, you're giving up money.
I'm just not doing it.
But see, had you not said anything, we would have had no clue. Now if you use the affiliate now you use the What about if Dave does? I know the foo. I get hit with that all the time. It's usually like 3 days. It sucks. It all depends if you order before like shutdown for the day.
Just to test it. Under Wirecast.
You asked him because he's a really good button
Do
pusher.
you want me to turn it off?
I don't want to turn off the music.
Apparently those thongs were the foo's. He ordered them.
Thanks for letting me know.
But he means flip-flops when he says
Oh,
thongs. Yes.
How come I got YouTube coffee and I forgot me?
Because you're very thoughtful, but very forgetful.
Because you're Canadian.
Right.
I'm done with the news. Will you plug me in?
Are you ready? You ready?
I just beat.
Okay.
That was not a yes or no.
5 minutes ago.
That was not a yes or no. That was like.
Are you in?
Give me clip on.
There, you're in.
Thank you. Okay, this is. Where does language? Why does language? Where does language exist? Why does language exist? Ah! What happened?
You declipped.
I need to defuzzify these pants.
Are they pilly? Oh yeah, they're pilly.
Yeah.
Those pants get pilly all the time though.
I know. I need to shave my pants.
Make sure that's behind you so you don't bump it. 'Cause there was a show where you were bumping where the cable goes in.
Oh, and it was.
Crackles when you do that.
Oh, I cackle.
Wait, I gotta turn off the music. Come on now.
No, you don't.
Well, I got
We'll be fine.
We got a show to do. Oh, I can take like this thing.
Oh.
Oh, come on. We need one more jam.
Yeah, we've got 9
We've got-
minutes.
Yeah.
Jam it up.
Okay.
I feel like. I saw a movie yesterday
Did you now?
that I did not like.
Oh.
Well, I did like it.
Thanks for the recommendation.
No, okay, I did like it.
Oh.
Ish.
Okay.
It's called This Is How It Ends.
Sounds great. You really talked it up for me. Hey, Facebook. Good to see you. Just letting you know if you're watching this live and you're wondering, hey, how come these guys are not actually doing a show? It's because we are live and this is the live stream. So if you want to catch the on demand, go to our website, category5.tv, or, of course, stick around. We're live in about 8 minutes.
Yes. What is this that you're playing?
Music.
Just EDM on YouTube.
EDM on YouTube. So oddly, I got a sunburn in Newfoundland, which seems weird. And now my back is really itchy. So.
Want to earn more Canadian
Stupid ads.
more often on stuff you buy every day?
Okay.
Like 3% back on groceries, 4% back at many of your favorites.
I will put my phone on Z silence instead of Z vibrates. Chat is 2 minutes ahead of the stream for the foo. Is that weird? Okay, thank you.
Oi.
Albuquerque turkey.
Yeah. Got the links.
There's lag time between the chat and the video.
That's because they're slow to catch the jokes.
Well, I'm glad I said that. I was just going to stand here. That is good.
What?
That I'm going
Okay,
to stand
that's
here.
better?
Yeah, this is good.
Okay.
Okay. Here for the regular show, though.
You folks able to get on Backstage Pass, I presume? Should be up and going. It's all automatic now. What do you mean what's inside it, Albuquerque Turkey? Like processors, RAMs.
I would love to like mention a thing that could be inside it, but I can't even. Wires,
No, come on now.
fans.
Are all our microphones on? Check, check, check. Jeff?
What up, people?
Sash?
Check.
More?
Check, check, check.
All right, great. Y'all can hear all of us?
August 6th.
Talk nerdy.
No!
Still waiting for Albuquerque Turkey to reply. Is that what we call that, Garby?
Won't show up till Monday.
Why?
Why?
Because it's after quitting time. It's after 5.
Why do you not use our link?
Because I forgot to.
How? How did you forget to?
How could you
Because
forget to?
there was a nefarious individual in the community who was checking vehicles, and I said, screw you, I'm getting security system, and I bought it on an impulse, and then forgot to use the link.
Okay. I think you should spend more time on.
Darn it, because you would have got a nice
Wednesdays.
chunk of that.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Don't show him.
Yeah, thanks for just rubbing that in. Like, kick yourself internally, but don't kick me while I'm down.
Fudge nuggets.
So if you came to every single show and said it so many times as I said it, like use the affiliate links, then
You would never forget.
you'd be like, I need to go buy some bread from the grocery store. No, wait, I can order it from Amazon and just use the affiliate links.
See, I never forget the affiliate links except this time. This one time.
I don't know if he's listening.
Don't feel bad. One time, I used the affiliate links, and the device that I ordered was broken, so I sent it back and bought it from Best Buy.
Oh. Whoops.
Yeah. But that was not the fault of the link.
Nice.
Those are
Wow,
cool.
even since I've ordered it, the price has gone up.
Sweet. More money, more money. You guys ready to start a show? You know what we're doing. Everything is...
Do I?
Yeah, you've memorized the list and everything?
I didn't even look at the list.
Oh my gosh, Sasha!
I like to act
We've been here for 2 hours!
surprised. Uh-oh, my ears are falling off.
Your ears are falling off.
Oh, this is why I
It's
tie my
never
hair
good.
back.
Oh, right. That's why I tie my hair back.
This is going to be an issue. Okay.
I'll cue up the teleprompter for you.
Oh,
'cause I'm
thank
just
you.
a kind person.
You're kind of a person. You had to prove twice that you weren't a robot.
I know. Stupid Google doesn't understand me.
All right. I think I'm good.
Sweet. We got a nice little line right through us. Last week there was a problem. This week you should have gotten a notification. Is it not up? Have you guys got Backstage Pass? I'm going to check real quick. Dashboard. Live stream. For Category 5, Technology TV. Under events. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
The drive controller.
Yeah, it says live now. So here, I'll just post you the link. Here you go. There it is. That's Backstage Pass. Yeah, thanks, Garby. Oh, your link is different than mine.
Huh.
Does it work? Does yours work? Is that a different link? Is that like Front Stage Pass?
Backstage Pass is that guy.
That white camera over
Yes.
there. The
I might want to buy that, actually.
yeah, they're really awesome.
Yeah.
I like
In
that
New-
it. Hmm?
For Newfoundland.
For Newfoundland.
Could I put it at Dave's dad's house and then watch it from here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want one.
Yeah, and you
Oh,
can
I
have it. You can have it email you pictures that
Yes.
it takes and things like that. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
That I need.
Everybody ready?
Yes.
Have fun, yo. Anytime you're ready, we are rolling.
That's you, Jeff.
Our live recordings are trusted only to solid state drives by Kingston Technology. Revive your computer with improved performance and reliability over traditional hard drives with Kingston SSDs.
Category 5 TV streams live with Telestream Wirecast and Nimble Streamer. Tune in every week on Roku, Kodi, Plex, and other HLS video players. For local showtimes, visit category5.tv.
Category5.tv is a member of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. cat5.tv/TPN and the International Association of Internet Broadcasters. cat5.tv/IAIB.
You know, Sasha, if you're going to act silly while we're reading that, you can't knock over the standee.
He was
It's the
standing
only
too
rule.
close to me.
Yeah, really.
Don't
eh?
stand
Really.
so.
Hey, welcome to the show. It's episode number 567. Can you guys believe that we're here?
I can.
Wow.
Yes.
And this is an exciting week because it's like vacation week next week. I know.
Oh,
So
well,
we'll be taking
it
a
was
break.
vacation week for me last
Yeah.
week, and then for you, it's this.
Yep, this coming. So next week's show is going to be pre-recorded. So if folks watch, there is a brand new, exciting show coming next week, but it is going to be pre-recorded because I'm
Yes.
going to be sitting around a campfire.
So am I.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we're
Where
going
you
camping
headed?
next week as well.
Nice.
No way.
Yes.
Why am I working?
Because
Hey,
you took
you had-
vacation last week.
Yeah, you had last week off, my friend.
It was epic.
How have you been? It's so nice to have you here. Hey, I want to say thank you so much for your support over the past little while. It is, well, tonight as we record this episode, it's the 1st of August, and the bills are paid.
Sweet.
We're all volunteers here, folks, so your contributions really, really help us to be able to do what we do and to be able to keep on top of things. For example, buying things through our affiliate links.
Yes.
If you go onto our website, category5.tv, click on support us, and then there's shop with our partner.
I know. See, I'm getting the look right now.
It's really easy.
Because I made a purchase today and completely brain farted on using the affiliate link.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Oh.
I
But now you understand how it
Oh,
works.
I trust me. I know how it works. I've spent many dollar bills
Aw, thanks,
using affiliate links, but just this one time.
You know what's neat about it, though, Jeff?
What?
You're going to make that purchase anyway. You made the purchase anyway.
I did.
So all you have to do is just, if you go through that link, a portion of the sale goes to supporting Category 5 TV.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like that. That's
It's
all there is
easy
to it.
peasy.
Yeah.
I can do it.
I can't.
No.
Unfortunately. I wish I could, but it's against the terms of use.
Well, you could if you order through me.
That's sneaky.
And if we
Yes.
would now reference this episode ever.
Yeah, we have to delete that, and we'll talk after the show.
I'm just ruining it all tonight.
I know, right? I know. So in case you're new here, I'm Robbie.
Hi,
I'm Jeff.
I'm Sasha.
She's like, I
I'm
want to talk.
eager.
I want to talk.
Like,
Me next.
no,
me
me,
next. And we are volunteers here at Category 5 TV and love being here. And after 567 weeks of this, we're still having a blast. And tonight is no exception to that. We've got a great show. Jeff had some great questions about this set of headphones from Power Locust.
Last week. Yes.
Yeah, last week. We're going to look at those again very briefly this week, just
Cool.
to answer one of those questions.
Good.
Also, we've got that Stream Deck, which we're going to be looking at tonight, and we
I have no need for this at home, but I want this at home.
You wait, and you'll understand in a few minutes' time what this is all about and how we use it in our broadcast here. Big news this week. Did you hear that Huawei has outsold Apple
Yes.
in the smartphone market?
No
Yeah.
way, really?
So, yeah, they're
Yeah.
number 2.
So iPhones have been bumped off of the top 2, and they've been there for years.
Mm-hmm.
Samsung's been number 1 consistently, Apple number 2. Now, all of a sudden, Chinese manufacturer Huawei has taken over the number 2 spot and bumped Apple far into the
Right.
third spot.
But Apple was number 1 at one point. I'm fairly certain, like
Several-
years ago.
Must have been years ago.
Yeah, years ago. And then
Yeah.
Samsung came in when Android started to grow in popularity. But now the fact that they're number 3, soon I bet you're going to see that they're number 4 because they just don't stay current. They stick to their niche market.
I think the problem to me about Apple phones and devices in general is that they practice planned obsolescence, and they try to tell the consumer what they want rather
Right.
than listening to the consumer and hearing what they want.
Right.
So,
Yep.
and that's what I like about Android smartphones and things, is that there's a lot more flexibility there, and a lot more features. But that aside, Xiaomi is number 4 now.
Yes.
So this is another Chinese manufacturer. Oppa, who I've never dealt with, rounds out the number 5 spot. So that's 3 from China. Well, 4 if you include Apple from China, because most of the manufacturing,
That's right, yeah.
I believe, still happens there. And then Samsung from North Korea. Or South Korea.
So, yeah, South Korea.
South Korea.
Not from North
Yes,
Korea.
not yet. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
working on that. They're working on that.
That's awesome, though. Like, good for them.
Xiaomi makes some really cool devices.
I've never used any of their devices.
They make a pretty good bang for the buck alternative, I would say, to like a high-end Samsung phone. They also
Okay.
make some lower-end stuff. But
Sure.
you can get something
Okay.
that's equivalent to the high-end Samsungs for a couple $100 cheaper
Really?
from Xiaomi. So
That's all right.
Yeah. So I guess it's no surprise that they're working their way up the top 5.
One,
Oh, of course,
one day
yeah.
maybe we could have it on the show and you could show me.
Ha ha! Ha! Ba-dum-boo. Oh, Jeff,
Yes?
you owe the viewers an apology.
What did I do now?
That's right, you owe them 2 apologies.
What?
Last week, you came down on the XU4 like as if it had bad networking.
No.
Like
No,
as
no,
if,
no.
hey, I got a faulty device.
That's not what I
from
said.
Odroid.
I just said I can't figure it out. I have gone over everything and I can't figure
So
it out.
are you admitting that it may not be the Odroid, but it might be you?
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's you.
Of course it's me.
So you
But that's what I'm saying. I couldn't figure it out.
I know.
I don't owe anybody an
It's,
apology.
it's cool, my baby.
So, okay, what did I do wrong?
You made it sound like the networking on this baby wasn't working.
No,
So-
legit, it wasn't working.
I plugged it into my network at home.
Yes,
I fired it up.
right.
Now it was slow to boot, like it kind of hung up there on the bootloader, and so I
Yes.
started wondering. I wonder if the SD card is either faulty or maybe has a compatibility thing. I mean, this is 128 gig. What is this?
It's a micro SD.
No, I know, but is it like off name?
Like not
Um,
Kingston?
I don't know.
It doesn't have a brand name on it. Regardless, I kind of at first suspected, hey, maybe it's got a bad SD card.
Right.
But then it finally booted, and I had full networking and everything. So I saw it in my DHCP table. I SSH to it, and I accepted the certificate. I logged in as root with Odroid as the password.
Right.
Great. I did a sudo apt update, and it
So-
got the lists. And then overnight, I ran a dist upgrade for you, and it upgraded the whole operating system.
So then what could have been my issue at home? Because like I tried going in to find all that stuff, it was coming up with nothing. And at one point my network was seeing it, but then it wasn't seeing it. And I switched
When you say your network was seeing it, how was
my
it seeing
router.
it?
Like it was
So
showing it up there.
in the DHCP port?
Yeah. And but then it disappeared.
Yeah.
And so I swapped out the cable that I was using and wondered, okay, maybe it's a
network
bad cable.
cable?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
network cable. And I used the one that I've been mining cryptocurrency
Yeah,
on.
yeah, you mentioned that. So that you know
But
that
there was
cable.
still nothing.
Nothing.
So what did I do wrong then?
I don't know. I really don't know. But I mean, it's possible that your router was dishing out. Like, what? How did you try to connect to it? Like, what did you SSH
I-
to the IP address?
No, I had it plugged into my TV. Like I used the HDMI cable, so
Yeah.
I'm looking at it up on the screen. I'm booting it on. It was all right there, like the device, TV,
Oh.
network cable,
And was it flashing lights?
flashing lights, everything. Because I was using it, like the device itself worked.
Yeah.
Because I was able to use my the controllers for the RetroPie. I was like I had them hardwired in. The only reason I found out the internet wasn't working is when I went to put in the wireless dongle to do an update.
Yeah.
That's when I realized, oh, I've got no internet. So I have no clue what I've done or what's wrong with my system at home, but it's not recognizing what's active. It makes no sense to me. So I've been pulling my hair out for weeks.
So, plugging it into my network at home worked. You say Wi-Fi dongle. This isn't Wi-Fi, is it?
No, sorry, I meant Bluetooth.
This is Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're plugging in Ethernet.
Yep.
Try a different port on your router.
Yeah, I
It
could do that.
doesn't really make sense because you're plugging it into where the miner was plugged
Right.
into. But if you have like a bad DHCP table, restart your router
Okay.
just to see that maybe it's holding on to an old lease that is conflicting somehow. I don't know, Jeff.
It's an anomaly,
Worked
my
for
friend.
me. Your
Well, I'm-
XU4 was screaming fast and worked really, really well.
I'm glad it worked for you. I appreciate that. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And
But I
it's
don't
up
owe
to
anybody
date.
an apology.
I
I
updated
didn't
it.
bash the Odroid. I just said it wasn't
kind
working.
of made it sound
no,
like Ethernet wasn't working. Folks, get your votes in by way of comments. So just below,
Sure.
did Jeff last week on
Right.
episode number 566, did he make it sound like his Odroid had a bad network?
All of a sudden, I'm so
Card or
grateful I was
something.
not here for episode 566.
Yeah. Oh, you missed out on some fun. For those of you who aren't familiar with it, it's like a Raspberry Pi
Mm-hmm.
alternative, but it has 8 cores. It's fast. It's got
screaming
2
fast.
gigs of
Yeah.
RAM. It's got HDMI output, gigabit Ethernet, true gigabit Ethernet,
Yes.
I should say.
Yep.
And they're great. I mean, the Ethernet works and everything. It
And
really does.
I did find that the RetroPie ran the games a lot faster
Yes.
than on the Raspberry Pi.
I can't wait to see that.
I know.
We do have to take a really quick break. Last week we were looking at these great Power Locus headphones, and Jeff raised the question, well, what file formats can they play? Because it's got a micro SD card reader.
Ooh, you
And
found the
I
answer.
said, well, I don't know. We're going to find the answer tonight.
Excellent.
Stick around.
Cool.
Nice. Good job, guys.
Yes! Vindication from Garby. Thank you. He heavily questioned the network's capability, but he was clear he didn't know where the problem was.
Garby, watch it back.
I am so Switzerland on this.
I don't even know what that means.
They're like very neutral,
Oh, okay.
I think. Now I might be wrong. I thought Canada was really
It's like me
neutral.
making the North Korea mistake.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
You all right?
Yep.
Good to go?
Maybe wait a second. In theory, I know Heimlich.
Learn your
so-
geography, Robbie, and your politics.
Oh, good times.
Oh yeah, the commercial's playing. By the way, YouTube, Facebook.
Yeah. And Garby, I was before the show. I went just going back to your original comment. I did go in to cancel and reorder. The price had jumped by $20 since ordering it earlier today, and
That means our margin would be like
a little bit higher.
20 cents more. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And because it's after 5 o'clock, I would no longer get it Friday. I'd have to wait till Monday, but Monday's a holiday, and I'm gone. So that's
Oh.
why I needed it Friday. So sorry, I can't argue.
Can you just slip me a 20?
Maybe.
Oh boy.
It's okay. We have how many more days? 30 more days until all the bills are due again?
Yeah. Well, hey, we're getting on top of it. We're getting
Yeah,
on top of
so
Don't spend it all in one place.
it. Oh, thanks, bud. That's a forgery. I'm pretty sure that's not a legitimate. 20.
Is that
You
an
just said
IOU?
20. You didn't ask for unmarked
Oh, yeah.
bills.
That is
Sequential
definitely
order.
an unmarked bill. Okay. What's up, Sash? You went
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
It's because I have a headache a little.
Oh no.
So I was thinking, I have a headache.
Where is the headache? Is it right at the base of the neck?
Well, that's where the adjustment needs to happen, but it's
Oh.
it's like right here.
Oh. So, okay. I can't help with that. I was going to say, whenever I get the headaches back here, I always just push in on those two joints,
Yeah.
and it takes the pain away.
Ready?
No, I'm massaging my head. Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Welcome back. This is Category 5 Technology TV. Now, Sasha, you were away last week, but we got a great look at these Power Locus headphones. We put them on the dummy head so we could hear how they sound.
And it sounded great.
And they sound great. I mean, these, for the price, are exceptional. But one of the things that I love about these, so these are obviously wireless, right?
Pretty.
Watch episode number 566 if you're curious about them. But they, being wireless, also have a built-in FM radio, which is, it works all right.
Okay.
It's, you know, what FM radio works perfectly anymore. I don't
Fair
know.
enough.
But what I love about it, what FM radio is not what sold me on these headphones.
Yeah,
Bluetooth
no.
4.2 EDR is, and the fact that it has a built-in micro SD card reader. So if you don't have your phone handy or you don't want to use your phone's battery, you put an SD card in there full of your music.
So this would be great on a flight.
Perfect on a flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they say turn off your wireless devices,
You're like, bam.
pop in an SD card or just keep it in there. You can switch between FM radio, SD card, and Bluetooth just with the push of a button. So easy
Quite
peasy.
nice.
But Jeff asked the question,
What
well,
file formats?
what file formats
Yeah.
does it support? And of course, I didn't know the answer because I didn't have these. It's not in the specifications, surprisingly.
Right.
So if
And
you
it wasn't
watch-
on the box or anything. Like
wasn't
there's
any.
nothing.
You saw the box. It was in bubble wrap, and it was
Yeah.
in the case that they provided. It may have been in the instructions. I didn't think to ever read the instructions. Does anyone ever read the instructions?
Oh
Why didn't
my
I think of
goodness.
that?
I do.
This is why I need to be on the show.
But we're gonna do something even cooler tonight.
Ooh, okay.
So what I did just before the show, Jeff, to answer your question, is I sat down and I recorded an audio clip of me for every file format that Goldwave supports. And I created a new repository on GitHub, so you can use this for your devices to test compatibility with various file formats. If you go to github.com/cat5tv/audio test, so here are the file formats that I created, Jeff. Are you ready for this? I think that's a yes.
Wow.
AIFC, AIFF, AU, FLAC, IFF, M4A, MAT, MP3, MP4 video, just because you had that very random question of will it play video.
Well, yeah.
No, I don't expect so.
I don't
Not
either,
a
but I didn't know if
chance.
it would play the audio from
They're
it.
headphones, weirdo. Okay, after MP4, we've got. I made a OGG file. I made an SDS file. We're getting into obscurity. SMP, SND from back in the day. Goldwave can even save a text version of audio. Yeah, and I was like, what the? And so I looked at it, and it's actually like a representation of the audio that you can open in Goldwave or on any other supporting
See.
player. There's no way in heck that
That's amazing.
the headphones are not going to support this, Jeff. But carrying on, I said I would do every format. We've got Voke, we've got Vox, we've got Wave, we've got WMA, and we've got XAC.
Okay.
Any guesses which ones are going to be supported?
I have no. MP3 for sure.
Yeah.
I'm saying
Wait.
MP4, Wave.
Okay, so we've got MP3 and Wave. He thinks MP4 video is going to be played by a pair of headphones.
Sorry,
I-
sorry. I'm looking at MP4,
What else is there?
but that's not what I meant.
What's the one? Okay.
The MAT? Sorry,
MAT?
I think it'll play MATs, M4As.
I'm thinking Wave MP3 M4A. That's what I doubt FLAC. It would be nice if it played OGG, but really, if it plays MP3, I'm happy.
Right.
Fair enough.
That's
Yeah.
all I care. If it plays MP3, I'm happy.
Okay.
I've loaded all of those files onto this headset.
Okay. Why do I feel like the file itself is something comical?
No, it's just me saying this is a WAV file. This is an MP3 file.
Okay, I was waiting to be set up for something.
Yeah, no, that in hindsight, that
Could
would
have
have been a good idea.
Could have been different.
My kids love it when I replace their music at nighttime. I use a Bluetooth player.
Yeah.
So I'm in the other room, and all of a sudden it changes to fart sound effects, and you just hear them rip roaring in the other room.
That's awesome.
Okay. No way.
What?
Okay. Now you listen.
Okay.
I heard nothing.
Don't say it out loud. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Jeff, you might say that you're disappointed. I'm going to say, no, this meets every need that I have. What do you think?
Really?
Really? That's it.
Huh.
So I said, as long as it plays MP3 files, I'm happy.
Right.
So you're happy?
Yeah.
I'm happy.
At one point,
Should we let them in on what we just heard, or are we just going to let it?
in post-process you've already heard, but yeah, it is just WAV and MP3. Those are the only two formats that play.
I'm pretty stoked that I guessed one of them right.
Well done.
I'm shocked that they wouldn't have had more.
I'm not, and I'm not disappointed either, because MP3 is all I care.
Fair enough.
Because realistically, now I would have probably liked M4A just to be a little more future ready, but I'm not going to reconvert all my MP3 files to M4A.
Right.
I tried at one point switching to OGG. I actually went to do that. Like, I want to be open source. I want to be like community minded as best as possible.
How painful was that?
It just was not worth the time. It was not worth there was no compatibility out there,
It's true.
and it's a shame, but it is true. So
The world is still stuck on MP3.
definitely, even though technically the format is dead,
Yep.
it's no longer supported by the people who patented it. It still works.
What's wrong with Wave? Like, I feel, why did that pop out to
Wave
me?
takes a lot more space.
Yeah.
Because it's
Okay.
lossless. So a WAV file is like a raw audio file from Windows that is, they use them in studios and things because it doesn't lose any quality. MP3 is a compressed format. So,
Okay.
that 40 megabyte file becomes a 3 megabyte file.
Got it.
And so it takes up a lot less space. So on my 16 gig SD card, I'm going to be able to fit a ton of CDs in MP3 format.
Yes, absolutely.
I would fit only a fraction of that if it was WAV.
Got it.
Yeah.
That answers the question.
Huh.
All right. We've got a question that came in from Googly Oogly on YouTubely Boobly.
Nice name.
How in the world do I change my pencil color in GIMP?
A valid question. This really put me in my place because it's an honest question and it was commented on one of our beginner guides to GIMP.
Right.
When I realized, oh my goodness, we have never taken it down
To the basics.
to that simple.
Right.
And I say that in absolute recognition of, hey, you've never used it before. Why do I expect that you know this?
Right.
That's
Should
like
I expect
me.
that you know this?
This is me in a nutshell. Yes.
Okay.
So it's almost like we need to have like beginner 101 classes.
Well, and this is
I
beginner
ought to teach
0,
beginner
0,
101
0,
classes because then I could learn them as I teach them. This is good.
I just happen to have GIMP 2.10.4 coming up on my laptop. Here it comes.
Nice screen. They got rid of the wolf though.
Is that what he was?
I thought he was a wolf. I used to love seeing that wolf when it loaded.
Okay, so let's get right into the very, very basics. It changes with every version, Jeff.
I know, but still.
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to create a new file. This is going to give me a canvas to work with. We're working in pixels, and if I want a 1080p file, so say this is something that I'm going to be using as a desktop wallpaper, that's going to be fine, 1920 by 1080. Hit OK, and there is my canvas. Now, you see that it's a little bit of a blue color. That's because my background color is actually this kind of tinted blue. So I'm going to show you how to change your foreground color for your paintbrush and tools like that, and your background color. So over here, I'm going to click on the color there. See how I just kind of clicked on the square that's in the background? And I can change my background color to any of the colors of the rainbow. With something like 11.6 million colors, right? If you have the RGB number, you can enter that up here, RGB. If you have the HTML notation, you can enter that here, like white is FFF. Or if you want red, it would be FF0000, right?
Cool.
So if you have that notation, or if you know that, or you can just drag. So find your spectrum here. Remember, I'm working with the background. So if I find, say, some green, and I find like a deep green here, and then I hit OK, now my background is this deep green color. And if I right-click and go Edit, Fill with Background Color, now that's the color of my canvas. But what I want to do is I want to actually fill it with white. So let's see if my foreground is white right now. It's not. It's Fi, which is just a little bit of a gray white. So I'm going to go, see what I did there? I'm just dragging this tool here, which
Right.
takes me right into the corner up here, and that gives me full white. So now if I right click and go Edit, Fill with Foreground Color, now it's completely white. So now if I change my background to my foreground and my foreground to my background by clicking on this little arrow up here, now my foreground color is green. And again, I can change that any way I like. So say I want it to be like an orange color. So I can go over here to the spectrum and then bring it up into the orange that I want. And then grab my tool, which is going to be working with the foreground color. So this is a painting tool, but you see that it's quite large. So what I can do is I can actually change the size by dragging here or entering a number. So now watch. See how I've now taken that down to 6? So I can change that to be a little more, like a pencil. And there is a pencil tool too. So you can grab that. And it looks like that, and it operates very much the same way. You can change the size, and that will change the actual brush size of your pencil. Okay? So I think that answers the question at hand. The next thing that you'll want to learn how to do, so if I fill this in with white again, so fill with background color now, and then I'm going to select none because I just selected all because I do that out of habit. Watch what I can do here. I'm going to go right click and layer and then new layer, and then I'm just going to say okay, leaving this as a transparency layer. So here's the fill with. We're just going to leave that transparency. Okay. Now I have this kind of layer here, and I've got my white background layer. So on this empty layer, I can now do my drawing. Okay. So I'm not going to actually draw anything. I'm just using a touchpad on my laptop, but just to show you. Now, if I turn off the background layer, you can't really see it, but it's still there. So now what I can do is I can actually change the background color. Let's use something like a pink fuchsia and fill that in, and the orange stays where it was because it's on its own layer. See that?
Ah.
So I'm highlighting the layer that I want to work with and then changing that layer however I want. So in a case where, I'm drawing a person or whatever, this is really starting to look like SpongeBob. Like an evil one. Okay, so say that's what I did. But I wasn't happy with it, now I can actually just turn off that layer or start again. Or, once you've created something where you've got layers upon layers, I think about like you've drawn the body and then you create another layer for the eyes, and you're not quite happy with the eyes, so you can scrub them out without
Right.
affecting all the other layers.
Yes.
If that's what you wanted to do. So tonight we've covered kind of creating our canvas, changing our foreground and background color, plus changing the color of our actual canvas background, and creating layers so that we can add things on top of that.
Can you have as many layers as you want?
You can have an infinite number of layers on the GNU image manipulation program. So here, now if I wanted to make the body separate, I could create yet another layer. And and then start working on the bod. Alright. Yeah, alright. Look at me, I'm an artiste. Don't know where my daughter gets it from. It is not from me. So now I can turn off the body layer, or I can turn off the head layer. And I can, in fact, name these, Sasha, just by double-clicking. And I can call this head, body, so that when I get really going, I don't get confused which is which.
Right.
So now I can also do things like, hey, let's fill in that head. So let's use the magic wand, touch it, and then right-click and fill with a different color. So let's pick a different color here.
Yellow.
Let's make it yellow because it's SpongeBob, right?
Yeah.
Okay, edit, fill, and see what I've done there. Really,
Such
really
skill.
sloppy. I know, but there's his head
Right.
and his square pants. No, not really.
Wow.
Not really. But it's about what we learned here, not the artisticness of my drawings.
I thank you.
That's the GNU image manipulation program, also called the GIMP. You can get it for free at gimp.org. And thanks again to Googly Oogly for calling us on the fact that we haven't really touched on those real basics. I'd encourage you, if you have some basic questions, please send them in to us, and we will approach them just like this. And we'll gladly teach you what we are able to teach.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. We're here to share what we know.
It's all about the edumacation.
That's it. That's it. We do have to take a really quick break. When we come back, we're going to be taking a look at the most incredible hotkey device that has ever been devised. I'm talking the hotkey device of our dreams.
Yes.
Stick around.
I also like the name Googly Oogly.
Mm-hmm.
Like it.
There's a fruit fly that keeps going for my coffee.
Where do they come from? It's not like we have fruit here.
No, but because we had we had bananas that we were letting go a little bit ripe for banana bread, and all of a sudden there's fruit flies. It's like, what's going on? Where do they come from?
They come from bananas, I think.
Because they only have like a 24-hour lifespan. So I looked into it. Apparently, flies have incredible noses. They can pick up the scents of fruit from a long, long way away, kilometers away,
No.
and that's
Kilometers
why they'll
away?
suddenly show up out of nowhere.
Really?
Like they
Yes.
make the trek?
They'll make the trek. It's like, I smell something 3 streets over, I'm going that way.
I'm so happy I'm not a fruit fly. You know how annoying that would be for bad smells?
Well, you'd be dead tomorrow.
Jeff, there's Sasha.
True.
I'm so
That's true. I specified, Garby.
Oh, a few kilometers.
Few kilometers. Oh my gosh. That's like,
Please
give
be
it 1.5
specific.
miles for you, maybe. I don't know. Do you deal in miles or kilometers?
Is it 2.2 kilometers in a mile?
Yeah.
I feel like the answer for
think-
everything is 2.2.
I don't know. I think that, isn't it 2.2 pounds in a kilo?
I measure in sectors.
Like I feel like there's 2.2 teaspoons in a tablespoon. There's like 2.2 of everything in everything else.
I don't know. I just know.
2.2 Sashas in Jeff.
I just know they come from a long way away.
Quite the distance.
All right.
The random banter we have on the show is just like nobody can guess. It's like, what'd you talk about today? Fruit flies?
Yeah.
On a tech show?
I guess you know what my answer will be ever in a trivia night. What's the conversion of 2.2? I got this.
Exactly.
I got this.
You're on this?
That's right.
Nice. Okay. Sasha got me a new ruler because mine was so confusing.
Yes.
A new ruler.
I'd like to thank Shizu for that, actually, because I was decluttering.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
So I need to get rid of some of my stuff that I no longer need in any way at all, like a ruler.
Okay, we ready?
There's an
Yeah.
app for that.
Okay. I think I know what we're doing.
Talk about that.
Yeah. Welcome back. This is Category 5 Technology TV. Now, as broadcasters, we love making it easier for
Oh, yeah.
us to switch camera angles. Don't you think, Sasha?
I think so.
I absolutely agree. And
Totally.
part of that process, especially in a studio like this, or if you are webcasting from home, or any type of scenario where you need to be able to switch, now having something like this device is just amazing.
Right.
Now, full disclosure, we have a broadcast system that is Telestream Wirecast powered.
Right.
This is only a controller, so this will control anything.
Right.
But it is not a camera switcher. We make it look like a camera switcher,
Right.
because that's the buttons that I programmed in. Sasha might want this on the desk at work and turn this into all of the buttons that you use in your chiropractic software. For example, you might want this on your computer at home so that you can, all of your video editing or anything else that you do, you can program every single button on here to do anything that you want.
So maybe I do need it at home.
I need it too.
So I'm going to actually push a button here to get in a little bit closer so that I can show you the Stream Deck. So this is what it looks like to us tonight. So we have camera shots for all of us, and we have a Wirecast button down here that allows us to start and stop recording, start and stop broadcasting, and even turn on and off our computer monitor that we use to be able to see ourselves. And then I can just navigate. Did you notice, Sasha, that when I push the Wirecast button,
Yeah.
it brings up a folder?
Oh, see
Right?
that?
I've programmed it to bring up a folder. We're going to actually be looking at that in a moment. I'm going to push the wide shot, and you're going to see how it switches back to our normal camera.
And it's instant.
It is instantaneous. We've used Bluetooth devices, keyboards, and things like that in the past to do
We had the
camera
foot
switching.
pedals for a while.
Yeah, and it just, there's a delay.
Yes.
And sometimes you got to push it 2 or 3 times. Not the case here. But you also notice on my Wirecast button, it has a Wirecast logo. And I'm eventually going to go through, and the Robbie button is going to have a picture of me. Sasha's button is going to have a picture of her. And it's going to make things a lot easier for me to be able to look down and know what I'm pushing.
Instead of seeing the robotic, like
The default
Minecraft
is just,
faces.
yeah, it's just a robot looking thing. So let's get a look at how I actually set this up. And just keep in mind, I do want to circle back to the folder item.
Right.
Okay, so basically this is our Telestream Wirecast system with the Stream Deck software up on the screen. And all I want to do is I just want to drag a hotkey onto there. And you see in the live camera view that it instantly creates it. I'm going to create one called Robbie, and look at me down in the bottom there on Telestream Wirecast. I've assigned Stream Deck to Control T. So now in Telestream Wirecast, I simply want to match that up. So I'm going to go into Preferences, and in my keyboard shortcuts, I'm just going to create one for Robbie. You can call it whatever you want. And the hotkey is going to be Control T, or Shift T, pardon me. Now, I assign that to my shot. And if I click on any other shot, now watch what happens. I'm going to go and actually push the button on the Stream Deck. And watch the yellow grid that goes around my image. Watch. There. See that? As soon as I push the button, that yellow border goes around the shot, showing that it is now the active shot. So next up, what I probably want to do is start programming all of my different shots in Telestream Wirecast to be compatible with the Stream Deck, and it's really that simple. You just have to assign a key and then assign it to the Stream Deck. So I'm going to assign Shift I as my standby button, and I'm making that global. You see that? So if Wirecast is not in the foreground, it's still going to work. So I assign that to the shot for standby. And then back at the Stream Deck, I create another hotkey. See how it popped up there instantly? And this is just our standby. And Shift I. And now it's done. It's assigned. So now, if I go back to Telestream Wirecast, and I'm just going to jump back to the Stream Deck here, push that button, see the yellow border, push my button, there's the yellow border moving down to my shot, push it again, and it bounces around instantaneously. Now, there's something else that's really, really cool about the Stream Deck and Telestream Wirecast and how it can work together, and that's that Telestream Wirecast has some hotkeys assigned automatically by default to things like recording. See that? Or in our case, maybe we want to create a button that is for turning on the broadcast. There you go. So now we can we know Control B, so let's do that. So I'm going to create a new button here for a hotkey, and this is going to be, let's make it a hotkey switch. And now it's going to show if we're live or not when we toggle that button. So I'm going to call this broadcast, and then assign the key for both key 1 and key 2. It's going to be the same thing, we're just pushing it once and then again. Now, we don't have to assign that. I just have to. Okay, so what I'm doing here, just so you know, so you see how I had I left Wirecast in the background,
Yes.
and then I had the editor in the foreground, and I
Right.
pushed the button. The reason for that is because I'm not currently broadcasting.
Right.
So I want the icon to be in the off position, in
Right.
the off state.
Right.
So now when I go back to Telestream Wirecast and I push that button again, watch up at the top, little bit to the left, not quite the middle, when I push that. See that broadcast icon lit up?
Mm-hmm.
Now if I push it again, it's going to wrap up the stream, and there it's off.
Oh, okay.
See that? And on the switch, on the button on the Stream Deck, the icon changes from off to on, and I can visually see that I'm broadcasting or not. So you can understand, like, you're able to just program anything that you want with this. Let's look at the folders now, Sasha. I said this is important to me. Let's create a new folder for this, and we're going to actually call this Wirecast. It's so easy. Like, this took me 5 minutes to figure out, and I didn't look at the manual. I can now browse for an icon, and I'm going to just jump into my resource folder in Telestream Wirecast's installation folder, and I can create an icon on the, not just on the screen, but on the actual screens that are buttons. Like, we're talking about 15 little screens that are touch buttons. And each one can be individually and dynamically changed. So I'll just use the Wirecast icon. I think that looks good. Watch how quickly, see how it changed up on the camera? Now, if I push that button, the Wirecast button, it opens the folder, and now I've got the broadcast or not broadcast. Watch the broadcast icon in Wirecast as I do that. Right now I'm broadcasting and switching cameras. Go back, let's turn off the broadcast, and watch. There, it's off. See that? How cool is that? Now, with the folders, Sasha, I said, like, I really love the folder feature.
Right.
There are 15 buttons on the Stream Deck.
Mm-hmm.
15 buttons, and each one can be a folder. Okay?
Cool.
So we've got 14 sub-buttons on every single one of those 15 buttons. We're talking
Wow.
a cumulative total of, basically, this thing has 210 active hotkeys,
It's amazing.
if you code it that way.
That's incredible.
Nobody probably needs that many, but consider I can have one for Wirecast that's a button for Wirecast. I can have one for Office Suite. I can have one for whatever. But then take it one step further, I can create profiles in the program that controls the Stream Deck.
Right.
And each profile I can assign to a different application. So as soon as I open Wirecast, it automatically loads the Wirecast profile into the Stream Deck. As soon as I open Atlas, it loads the Atlas profile into the screen, onto the Stream Deck.
I love that
Cool.
idea.
Incredible. So it's really unlimited. Now, if 15 buttons is too much for you, so you look at this and you think, okay, this is really, really great for a broadcaster like Robbie, and we'll get into focus there. 15 buttons, 210 active hotkeys in folders. Maybe it's too much for you. Now, they have just released the Stream Deck Mini, which we also carry, and the Stream Deck Mini has only 6 buttons.
Okay.
So 6 with 5 in the subfolders. So you're looking at 30 active hotkeys.
That's okay.
More than enough for your desk at home or whatever it is that you're doing. So you have to check out Stream Deck. I have to say I'm entirely pleased with this. Jeff, you've
Oh, yeah.
seen it for 2 weeks now.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
As a companion to Telestream Wirecast, it's been fantastic, and you can see how we've utilized it there. It's instantaneous camera switching for us, but it's not limited to broadcasting. So I want to stress, even though it's called the Stream Deck, even though I am using it as a streaming interface, because I can program any of those buttons to do anything that I want within Windows 10 or Mac OS, I have no limitations on what it's capable of. So
That's
it's really
cool.
just my own creativity. The question will come in, is it compatible with Linux? Unfortunately, at this point, not yet. And that's because the driver software has to be loaded on the computer, and it's only available for Windows and Mac. However, I did notice that somebody is working on a Node.js interface for it, so that it will become compatible with Linux eventually, but it's not there yet,
Right.
and it's unofficial. So it's not like something that you program and plug in and it's going to work on any computer.
Mhm.
It's something that the driver is actually running on my Telestream Wirecast computer, and when I plug it into the Telestream Wirecast computer, it loads and connects and allows me to interface with it.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because as you were going through the presentation, Lichen in the chat room happened to notice that you had a very weird looking version of Linux on your screen.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Telestream Wirecast requires either Microsoft Windows or Mac OS.
Right.
We don't do Mac here, so it had to be a Windows broadcast system that we use. So that's what we're tied to, and so this is a perfect companion for that. So if you have a Windows or a Mac machine, this is an amazing interface. Check it out at cat5.tv/Stream Deck, and if you come up with any clever ideas for what it can be used for, we would love to hear from you. Let us know. What do you think?
Love it.
Love it. Print that on a t-shirt.
Love it.
Pretty sure it already is.
That's the McDonald's t-shirt.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm loving it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Sasha, I'm going to let you take it away. We're going to jump over to the newsroom.
All right, let's. Here are the stories we're covering this week in the Category 5.tv newsroom. Amazon has reported record-breaking quarterly profits, helped in a rise by online sales and demand for its cloud services. Google's sister company Waymo has announced a trial in which its self-driving cars will ferry shoppers to and from nearby Walmart stores to pick up their groceries. Children could be banned from owning drones weighing more than 250 grams under a new proposal from the Department for Transport in the UK. And a competition helping to drive the development of futuristic Hyperloop transport systems have been won by engineering students from Munich. These stories are coming right up. Don't go anywhere.
Phew, that was like a mad dash.
So my microphone is crackling still, and I don't know what I'm doing.
Is it? Oh, it's under your dress thing.
Well, it has to be under my dress thing.
Can I see it?
Okay. Like my
Yeah, like just hand it to me.
yeah.
So when I do this, does it crackle?
Is it crackling now, the mic? Chat room?
Does that do it?
Nobody's saying things.
I'm going to say probably no, because...
Well, I want a yes
Goodbye.
or a no before I move on to the next test.
Is it crackling? Somebody tell us. Chat room's gone silent.
Chat room is, yeah, just
Suddenly there's like a minute of no talking. The
Is
one
that-
time we need it. Oh,
Clean.
clean right now.
Okay, is that crackling?
Is this crackling? Bob K54, you're our hero tonight. Oh, Solbu says sometimes.
No, I need to know with each test.
Nope.
Okay.
Jarvis says nope.
Next.
What about now?
maybe
Nothing.
it's not me. Could it be not me? or
Apparently
me?
it crackled when you touched it at the start and then stopped when you tried.
Okay. So I'm going to try a
Nope.
couple more things. Okay. How about now?
No, it is.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's a double negative.
Or something like that. Is
That is it.
crackling?
Probably.
Is it crackling right now? Nope. No crackle. Snap or pop maybe?
Okay. How about, do you guys hear any crackling
Nope.
now?
How about like any of?
Yeah, I want to just rule out this cable.
Okay.
Sorry, folks. This is some good TV right here. That's why we post-process. Okay, now we're going to go like this.
Anything? Nope. Nope. Nope.
Maybe it's not me. Did we already rule out like?
I checked to make sure my beard wasn't hitting it.
Okay.
Is that doing it?
Anything? Now we got laughing. Nothing still.
Okay. Sasha, just hold that.
Is it your headset?
Okay. How about this? Anything now?
Nope.
No, it's still good.
Yours crackled going on up front, so it's yours.
Oh, it is me. So.
This is not doing it?
But no, this is not it. That really tickles, Robbie.
Sorry. Okay. Okay, I'm going to try mine. Annie, hold yours.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
put it back
Oh,
yet.
sorry.
We're testing Robbie's
Anything?
No,
now.
nothing. No words yet.
You two hold still.
Nope on the neck. Nothing still.
Where's it coming from, folks? Anything from me?
What we should do is like be ready on the mute buttons, and when you're not talking, be muted and see who it's isolated to. If we can't figure it out.
It's me.
That's what they seem to think. How about now?
Still clean.
I'm just checking. I'm just kind of jiggling this.
Oh, you cured it.
That's right. Apparently it crackled when Sasha was putting it on at the top of the show.
And then it crackled while she was doing the intro for the news?
It crackled while I was talking to you during the
Oh, no,
stream
really?
deck. Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, so you were looking this way. So if you do that, is that doing it?
That also hurts my
Is
head.
it picking up your hair? Your bangs
Could
are
it be?
touching. Your bangs
Could
are
it be?
touching it.
That's not there. I use conditioner.
That's tough when we can't replicate it.
Nope, it's clean.
While we were on the stream deck shot.
Mm-hmm.
I have a theory.
Oh, yeah?
I think they're just making it up
Mhm.
so that they can get more screen time with us.
Uh-huh.
I think that's
Makes
what it
sense,
is.
Makes sense.
Yeah, keep going.
All right. Well, here, put this on.
Where now? Like, is it okay back
on
here?
Yeah, but I would prefer if it wasn't under the shirt, if
Well,
possible.
but my shirt.
But it won't-
Do you
nobody will
understand the
s-
nature of tights?
Yeah, but nobody's
Okay.
behind you.
Okay.
So if it's... Yeah, that's good.
Now I feel like I'm flashing everybody. See, now I'm gonna blush through the entire
Really?
thing. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a very
There you
modest
go,
person.
Blokey.
Is that... Now, if you kind of do this, Sash, is there any crackling? Nothing? She
Okay,
good?
Garby said he's going to let us know immediately when it happens.
Okay. But unfortunately, it's tough. We can't replicate it. So, but I just wondered if having the shirt over top of it was
Perhaps
like
is
pushing
the
on
thing.
the cable in a weird way or something. I don't
So
know.
I'm supposed to just wear tube tops from now on.
Well, or we just have to track down the problem and fix it, or
No, I know.
replace it.
I'm just teasing.
Mhm.
We'll fix it.
More money, more money, more money.
I'll fix
Something
it.
to spend money on.
Well,
that's
it'll
all.
be okay.
We're always looking for stuff to spend money on.
Is this good TV?
Okay, move over, buddy. Just while she's talking, and then we can step back to our spots.
Only so I can
I'm
see
being
the screen.
pushed off camera.
Yeah. Do you?
There
Could
can only
you
be-
operate? You seem to do good when you're operating. Or do you prefer me to do it?
I really prefer you to do
really?
it.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
do I
fine
do
with
worse
me.
when? Okay. I don't know.
No, I just was wondering if I was doing a good job. That's all.
You're doing such a fantastic job.
All right. Cool.
Okay.
Thanks.
The squinty face afterwards almost is like a, yeah, you bought that one.
Strange. All right. Sorry, folks. I hope that it doesn't happen again. But I know it's been happening for the past couple of weeks, just on occasion, and I haven't been able to track it down. So,
I stop.
Did it happen last week?
don't know.
Because I was hooked up to her cable last week. Was there any crackling with me
No,
last
you
week?
weren't. No, you weren't.
Yeah, it was because I was doing the news.
Yeah, but you
My
were still on
my
yellow.
purple camera. Oh, were
You're
you?
still on yellow.
I don't think so.
Yeah, your mic won't plug into her interface.
Oh. Okay, never mind.
Good thought though.
I never secure mine in. I never do mine. The guys always do it.
Okay, ready?
Okay. I'm Sasha Rickman, and here are the top stories we're following this week. Amazon has reported record-breaking quarterly profits helped by a rise in online sales and demand for its cloud services. Profits hit a record $2.5 billion in the 3 months to the end of June, about 12 times more than it made during the same period last year. Sales rose by 39% to $52.89 billion, slightly less than analysts had been forecasting. In response to the report, Amazon's shares jumped more than 3% in after-hours trades last Thursday. At the firm's lucrative cloud service division, Amazon Web Services, sales were up nearly 50% on year-to-year to $6.1 billion. Amazon is also starting to attract more money from advertising. Revenue from the firm's other category, which includes advertising, more than doubled to about $2.2 billion. Retail sales in North America were healthy as well, rising about 44% to almost $32.2 billion. Recruitment slowed in the quarter. Amazon is also starting to reap the benefits of previous infrastructure investments, allowing for less rapid spending growth. Amazon is expected to account for roughly half of online sales in the U.S. this year.
Are you kidding me?
Half of all.
50% of all sales
Yes.
are going to be on Amazon.
Which is amazing. And interestingly enough, I read an article today about Jeff Bezos. Is that Bezos? However you say his last name. He is now worth, I think it was $150 billion, which is 50 times more than, was it Bill Gates? It was double what Zuckerberg is valued at. Like he is nobody in the US has been valued at 150 billion before. That's doing well.
That is doing so well. Good for
Something's
you.
working with Prime, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah.
So I am not surprised because I love Amazon so much. Like I use it all of the time. I don't love to go to the mall. So it makes me think to myself, like, is this the death of the mall?
I think a lot of things are death of the mall.
Yeah. Like, are
But
we
I mean,
just gonna-
it's the fact that Amazon is so diversified. That is
And
what I
becoming even more so. Pharmaceuticals, food.
Yeah, like they literally are controlling everything, and it's a great business plan for them, and they've done it smartly. Like a lot of companies, their whole thing is we're just going to go buy this and we're going to buy that company and then we're going to take this over, which is wonderful, but then you've got the debt load that comes with purchasing it.
Sure.
Amazon, while buying certain companies, has done things from the ground up. And they've said, we want to go into this area, so we're going to create the ability for our company to do that. And inventing it in a way that works for them, which severely cuts down the costs of getting into that market. And then when you've got the brand power of saying, hey, it's Amazon, like they've done a phenomenal job. But yeah, it's going to kill retail.
And as Sasha was saying, they've taken a smart approach of invest now, grow, reap the benefits later.
Right.
Right.
And that's exactly what they're doing.
And that's where they are now. They're reaping some
Real.
spectacular.
But you think about, so is it the death of the shopping mall? Wow. I guess there's a culture to the mall.
Right.
So
Like,
would it be, but it's true that I can't walk into our best mall here in town and find a men's clothing store anymore that carries reasonably priced men's clothing.
Right.
And really it's there's very few men's clothing stores left.
Well,
most of the things that I want, I wouldn't even know where to look for them,
Yeah.
but for Amazon.
Right. But also, I mean, you take it a step further. You've got, the physical brick and mortar stores. But also, I've been seeing a trend of online retailers are moving away from their websites and are now going to posting stores on Amazon because that's where the business is.
They'll take the loss of the massive markup of Amazon.
Right. But now they're saving on their web fees and all the back end and all the kind of stuff. And then any sales that come through it, Amazon's dealing with the security and the privacy issues. All they have to do is supply their product to Amazon as opposed to dealing with all that themselves.
Sure.
I mean, think of how many companies just with the UK changes on privacy are probably going, whew, it's a good thing I'm on Amazon. But
Right.
but I mean, when you think about that, the fact that everybody's saying, "Oh, we're just going to go through Amazon," they really are just a hub. That's what they do. You're
Right.
getting the products from somebody else. It's not like it's Amazon's. I mean, there are some
Right, like
Amazon
Amazon
products.
is the mall and there's stores inside
Sure,
of it.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, eBay kind of started that trend,
Right.
and Amazon just said, "That's great, but look what we can do,"
Right.
and did it so much better.
Right, and the Foo is even saying Best Buy has an eBay store,
Yeah.
you know, to put the example out there.
Yeah.
And it makes
I mean,
sense.
not to say bad things about Best Buy because I've bought stuff from them before, but on their online store, every single time I've ever bought something, my car has been flagged for fraud.
Oh, really?
Yeah, every single time. Best Buy fixed that.
Lyndon wants to know, like, what happens to the fitting room? Well, really, with Amazon's return policies,
I know.
You don't
like, yeah, there's
You don't-
something to be said about going in, trying something on, looking in the mirror, saying, "Oh, yeah, that looks good," or "Oh, put that one back and get a medium."
Right.
But with Amazon, for example, we bought my daughter a bathing suit, and we just bought 4 of them. And
Right, then
we just
return what doesn't work.
We returned the 3 that.
What I always have done is check the comments because the comments, most of the times, people are very clear, especially when it's clothing, on how it fits. So
Sure.
they'll say, I bought a medium, I'm usually a medium, it fits really small. Right? And then you
Yes.
know, okay, wait, now I need to change.
But you got to
my
look, because if
size.
it's around Thanksgiving,
I just like I think to myself, I wouldn't if I were going to start out my life as an entrepreneur, and I wouldn't think to myself, "Hey, I'm going to open a shop." At this point, I wouldn't. I wouldn't
retail
see.
shop.
I would not buy. Like I would not.
but I might
think-
open an Amazon store.
I would completely sell my things on Amazon. So there it is.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Right. On the flip side, Google's sister company, Waymo, has announced a trial in which its self-driving cars will ferry shoppers to and from a nearby Walmart store to pick up their groceries. For now, the pilot is being restricted to 400-plus members of its early rider program in Phoenix, Arizona. The trial indicates how the tech giant thinks the autonomous vehicle could be deployed if and when they exit the experimental stage. The only word on pricing so far is a promise to offer participants discounts when they order goods via Walmart's online grocery pickup service as part of the deal. The Walmart partnership was rumored after shoppers spotted Waymo marked parking spots outside the store earlier this week in Phoenix, Arizona. Some suggested that the tie-up could offer an alternative to Amazon's Prime Now quick delivery service. The announcement comes 2 days after Waymo's chief executive tweeted that its cars had driven a total of 8 million miles on public roads, which is double what its tally had been in November.
Okay, see, that raises unintentionally an interesting point in that, okay, they're trying to compete with the Prime Now service, and maybe that would be the death of them all. The if you will,
Yeah.
the capability to get online, order something, and have it there that day
Right.
every time.
Right.
That could be. So retailers like Walmart have to come up with, because they are brick and mortar,
Right.
we have to come up with a neat way to do this, because Sears tried to do an online store.
Oh, failed.
Did not
Went out of
fear-
business.
Sears is no
Yeah, but it
longer.
wasn't just. We're not going to get into the economics of Sears, but
No,
it
but
wasn't
that's-
just
But
the
it was
online.
one of their last
Yeah.
ditch efforts, I think.
Yeah,
it
and-
didn't
Yeah,
work.
but they did it 10 years
It's
too late.
really tough. Like, who goes to Walmart online and buys things on their website? Now,
Well, here's
without comparing it to Amazon first.
Okay, so
let's say that.
here's where my immediate reaction is to this story. I think to myself, okay, these Waymo cars are in Walmart's parking lot.
Sure.
I'm going to go online at home and I'm going to order something, and then that car is going to come get me, bring me back to Walmart. I'm going to pick up the groceries and I'm going to go back to my house. Why can't you just bring me the stuff?
Just deliver it.
Just deliver it. Why
Well,
aren't you a delivery
Okay,
service?
so take a different
I don't get
take
it.
a different spin and say, okay, well, they're trying to get in on that, like, quick, easy, convenient kind of marketplace, but with the brick and mortar aspect.
Right.
Right. So they're not doing the warehousing thing that Amazon's doing. They're trying to make it easier for you. So in Phoenix, where, you know, the transit system is taxed and it's hard to get around, well, isn't it easier to have an autonomous vehicle come to you, pick you up, take you there? Because it's not for somebody like me on their way home from work and,
Right.
you know, I'm not going to do this. But a good example that comes to mind is, for example, my daughter.
Right.
She's 13. right now, if I wanted my daughter to help with the shopping, I'd have to get in the car. I'd have to drive her to the store. We'd do the shop together. Here, we could sit down together on the internet, or on the app, and do the orders, and then I can give her the order and say, "Okay, see you in a half hour."
Right, the car just comes
And
to
it
pick
will
her
come
up.
and get her, and it will take her there as like a taxi service. And so there's a convenient way.
Well, I
Or what ab-
guess.
not an infirm person per se, but somebody who can't drive, somebody
Yep.
who doesn't
Right.
have dependents taking care of them that can drive them to the store.
Right. I guess. But why can't I just feel like it's wasteful to not
It's
just
not
be a
for you.
delivery. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not for me. In that, I like it, and I want more of this. I feel like I want it to be a delivery service if the cars are already going to be there.
I think the value, though, is there are certain things that you could buy online, but just aren't the same as having the ability to get picked up and go grab it, i.e. like produce. I like, if I was to buy a box of oranges on Amazon and it shows up, say, the next day, or even say it's same day delivery, I can't verify what it is that I'm getting until it arrives, as opposed to being brought to the location and then go, sorry, those bananas are too far gone. I want something that's got a little bit of green to it.
Right. In Barrie, we have a click and I don't know what
Click
it's
and
called.
collect.
Click and collect. So you
Yeah.
shop online, you drive to the grocery store, you park in a specific parking spot,
And they bring it out to
and
you.
they bring it out to you. But you don't check the produce.
Oh, I do.
Nice.
Oh, do you?
Yep, yep.
It costs like $3.
No,
Really?
our
Yeah,
click and
I
collect
am
was
so
free.
doing that.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
It's super perfect for everybody, I think.
Yeah, because you set your time. You say, I'm going to be here at this time. You go there,
They do
boom,
the
it's all for you.
shopping. It saves
See,
you
that
so much
sounds
money.
handy for me coming home from work.
Right, and it saves you so much money in impulse shopping, which is why I love Amazon, because Amazon, I do not impulse shop because
Oh,
I'm
I
not
do.
being like
Amazon
bombarded.
tells me what to buy,
And then-
Exactly.
and I do as I'm told.
Yeah, me too.
Children could be banned from owning drones weighing more than 250 grams under a new proposal from the Department for Transport in the UK. They would only be allowed to fly devices heavier than that if they were owned and registered by an adult. It is the latest in a series of proposals designed to crack down on snooping fears in near collisions with manned aircraft. If approved, it could form part of a draft drone bill. A consultation on the proposals is now underway, with the bill due to be published later this year. In an associated report suggests the age limit should be set at age 18 years, since many insurance policies are not accessible to those younger. That would still be 3 years below the minimum age applicants must be to be granted an airplane or helicopter airline pilot license. The consultation does, however, suggest that under 18s could operate a drone's flight controls if they are being supervised by an older individual. The UK government has already passed legislation that bans drones from flying at heights above 400 feet and within 1 kilometer of airport boundaries. And based on new rules that took effect on Monday, pilots caught breaking these rules could face unlimited fines or up to 5 years in prison.
Unlimited fines.
Unlimited fines.
How do you have an unlimited fine? It's like, oh, sir, you did this. You're $5 million.
That's it. That's it.
I suppose it varies depending on the infraction. And I mean, you're going to have legal case law that goes, you've
Right.
done this, I'm charging you this. Then the next judge is going to go, well, this person did this. And so, you know, and you set a precedent, and then you have it.
So along that vein, Jeff, I think they're still establishing it.
Right.
Yeah,
So
but still.
unlimited may just mean we haven't really set
Right.
what's the maximum fine right now. We don't know because the worst hasn't happened yet. So let's put something in place that makes it so that hopefully the worst never does happen.
I need for that to happen, because I imagine that
The worst?
No. I need for the laws to be in place, because
Yeah.
I know
She's a
Then-
terrible pilot.
Right.
the nature of boundary pushing, right, is that kids and maybe some adults, but kids especially, will always try and see how close they can get to the,
Right.
But
Yeah.
here's where I have a bit of an issue is, has anybody ever tried to control a 16-year-old? Like, there's no way. Like, 18 might be a little bit too late for the parents to still be the ones being
okay.
caught, right? I think it should be like 16 or 15.
Sure.
Then you're responsible.
That's kind of, that's just
It's-
that's
Yeah.
details. But think of this. Okay, a drone that can exceed 400 feet in the air
Yeah.
is going to be a bigger drone.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's put something into place. This is just, if I was in legislation, this is how I would think. Let's put something into place that makes sure that the drones that are capable of that don't fall into hands of irresponsible 14-year-olds that are, hey, I dare you to go up to 600 feet
Yeah.
But-
or fly through the airport.
But I mean, like on the drone zone, we've reviewed some drones that got significantly higher than 400 feet. Did we not?
Any that we did have geofencing. So as soon as you hit
okay.
it,
Then
it
it
stops.
caps it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
See,
Ew.
okay, and that makes sense.
Right.
I would rather see them put regulations in place that say, these types of drones, you're limited to this. These types of drones can only be purchased with a license, i.e., like gun sales in Canada. You need to have a license to purchase a gun. So, I mean, you're going to go out and buy a BB gun, you don't need a license because the likelihood of you killing somebody with a BB gun is significantly less than, say, a 30-06.
Right.
So, I mean, if you're going to have a drone that has the capabilities of going beyond that 400 feet, then you need to have a license to purchase this, something like that, regulations, all that kind of stuff. Part of the... I'm all for regulation. I love regulation. I love having rules and boundaries and boxes to stick in. But I can't help but wonder in this one, and it's exactly what you said. People are like, what's that line? Oh, can I just push it a little bit?
But
As
if I
opposed to
don't have
treating
the
this like
drone
the
that can-
Autobahn.
If I don't have the drone that can do that, it's not capable of it. It's not able to get that high because I'm not licensed and so I can't buy it.
Can you get it if you can't buy it?
Oh, maybe.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
You can get anything.
who's going to stop a black market of drone sales from happening?
Right, exactly.
And then
Right,
it's
I
going to
just-
affect Chinese imports and GearBest and everything else.
Like I think that my big hiccup on this is really just the age. I think to myself, between the ages of say 15 and 18, children are generally already pretty good at acquiring whatever they want and hiding it from their parents. I don't think the parents should be responsible for
Kind
them
of hard to
at
hide a
that
drone,
point.
though. It's like, where'd you keep that, 1.5 wide drone? My sock drawer.
I don't know. Clearly I don't have kids. I just imagine that they're
We're really stretching now, folks.
Yeah.
We're really stretching now.
a competition helping to drive development of the futuristic Hyperloop transport system has been won by engineering students from Munich. The Hyperloop idea involves passengers and pods traveling at very high speeds down sealed tunnels. The competition saw student teams from universities around the world gather in California to put their prototype pods through their paces. The idea for Hyperloop, which would see pods speed through a sealed tunnel to reduce friction or air resistance, has been around for decades and was fleshed out by technology entrepreneur Elon Musk in 2012. He suggests that pods could travel along the system's tunnels at speeds of excess of 1,000 kilometers an hour. Critics have voiced concerns about the potential cost of building a large Hyperloop and whether its technical demands can be met. Musk's SpaceX company has run a series of competitions to drive development of the concept. The winning team's pod hit 450 kilometers an hour on the 1.2 kilometer test track. Run by the SpaceX Aerospace Company, the competition aims to refine the technologies that could underpin the superfast transport system. The win is the third in a row for the Technical University of Munich team.
This is a cool story.
That is
Yeah.
super cool.
Yeah. I want it to
I
be-
still everything like this just takes me to Mars, and I'm like, this is Elon Musk's thing,
Right.
And he's working on getting to Mars, so you just have to wonder, like, is this the motivation? Is this part
Sure
of
it
the?
is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
There's
now I'm
always an end
thinking
game.
The original Total Recall and everything else, like.
See,
where
I
I'm
was
going
thinking
with
like
this.
under ocean travel. Like instead,
That's cool.
what I was thinking with it.
Well,
so.
anything. I mean, you think 1,000 kilometers an hour. How quickly are you going to be able to cross the globe?
Right. It shrinks the world. It makes us.
I mean, that's
way-
faster than plane travel
Yeah.
when you
That's
think
nuts.
about it.
And to think that the competition has already exceeded 450 kilometers an hour
Right.
in their test track.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure is more than a typical commercial jet plane, is it not?
It's
I
only
think, yeah, I think so.
their test track is 1.2 kilometers long.
Didn't take long.
At 457 kilometers an hour.
It's like, oh, we're done. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
That was anticlimactic.
And stop. Done.
But
Yeah.
so
Right.
with this though, a few questions, like from a safety standpoint, there's a few like you're reading the story and two things are coming to mind. A, crashes.
Oh, yeah.
Like even at
How can there
457 kilometers an hour, like something goes wrong, you're toast.
Right.
You're not finishing your journey. The second thing
I
is,
would argue same with planes though, and we already do that. Okay, continue.
yeah, fair enough. The second thing is sound barrier. If they want to get up to 1,000 kilometers an hour, you're gonna break the sound barrier.
Right.
What is
What
the
ki-
sound barrier, Jeff?
Is it kilometers or miles? I think it's like 750 miles, so that's faster than kilometers.
343 meters per second.
Okay, so maybe they won't break it then.
Speed of sound in
Because this was
kilometers.
1,000 kilometers.
Speed of sound in kilometers. 1,000.
okay.
They're close.
They're- So
just under.
1,225.
So just under. That's smart.
But okay, so that is okay. So then that moots that
Right.
concern.
Okay, so here's where I got excited. So Dave and I just recently went to Newfoundland. We spent a week there. I loved it. I want to move there. We will move there. I want to be able to get back to the
We'll
mainland.
open a satellite studio, don't
Yeah.
Right. So could you imagine if it was easy to get from the island to the
Oh.
mainland, right?
we? Yeah.
Lickety split.
It would be perfect. I wouldn't
In the
miss
Caribbean.
anything.
Get from island to island
Right.
instantly.
I just feel like even getting, across the pond and going to Europe from North America, if you could really do that in a Hyperloop situation, we could have all of our viewers in one spot.
There you go.
True
Yeah,
that.
everybody just come on over for the show.
Exactly.
That's crazy. I fear, though, as you mentioned, accidents. It just seems to, like airplanes, it's pretty tough for an average Joe person to get up to that height to cause any kind of ruckus
Right.
outside of the airplane. Of course,
Right.
they have things in place, mechanisms in place in order to stop people from getting onto airplanes that would cause problems.
Right.
But on the outside of the airplane, it would be really tough to get on the outside. Now, a Hyperloop is something that's on land or goes across land or goes under. It would be a lot easier, I would expect, for somebody
To
with malicious
tamper.
purposes to break it or to
Sure.
interfere with it because it's on land. It's easier to access.
Right. I see your point. Oh.
Now, depending on what kind of margin of error there is in a gap between the walls of the Hyperloop and the tube itself, that could negate a lot of
Right.
potential crash resistance. I mean, if you've got maybe, say, a foot
Okay.
on either side,
Right.
all you're going to do is kind of ping pong around and you're going to have some whiplash, but maybe not enough to, kill people.
Right, if there was an earthquake or something.
Well, yeah, I mean,
They'd
like,
have to account for that.
yeah, I mean, if,
Then-
pipe breaks and it's sticking out in the middle, like, bye-bye
Right.
birdie. But
So that makes me think, because I was always picturing the Hyperloop, and I should look up what these things actually look like in their
you're
tests.
picturing like a train on a track?
I'm picturing like a hovering train inside of a tube. That's
Right.
But
Right.
I'm not picturing what's outside of that, and you're making me think that this could be like a shock absorbing outer. Like
Sure.
think about a shock mount on a microphone.
Yeah.
Like on a studio microphone,
Right.
and how that microphone sits inside of that shock mount and can be moved around within that shock mount, and the shock mount never moves.
Right.
So something like that, holding the tube, would make it virtually impervious to
Any sort of
shock
crash issues, yeah.
and
Okay.
earthquake and things like that. So that makes
Yeah.
me wonder.
Chat room is saying that Hyperloop is typically for shipping things, not people.
It
That
will be used for
change.
people.
That will change. But that is an interesting idea when Amazon takes
Makes
hold of
sense.
this.
Making
Says,
Amazon
we will deliver
versus-
to the UK in 1 hour.
Same day.
Yeah, exactly.
You can bake a cake here, and before it cools, it'll be
It
there.
absolutely makes sense that companies like Amazon would get in on that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Making me
Guaranteed
think.
they'll use it for people. The fact that we've already got maglev trains that are going at crazy fast speeds over in, I think it's Japan or China, that somebody's going to go, let's transport somebody. Because it's going to make traffic issues go away.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
imagine being able to bypass all the traffic going to work. I can get from here to my office 6 minutes.
And if they don't,
As
they're
opposed to an hour and a half.
yeah, and if they don't do that, Jeff, somebody's going to put themselves in a shipping container.
Absolutely, they
It's
will.
just going to happen.
It's just going to happen.
Yeah.
These have been awesome news stories. So big thanks to Roy W. Nash and our community of viewers for submitting stories to us this week. Thanks for watching the Category 5.tv newsroom. Don't forget to like and subscribe for all your tech news with a slight Linux bias. And for more free content, be sure to check out our website. From the Category 5.tv newsroom, I'm Sasha Rickman.
Thanks, Sasha. I'm Robbie Ferguson.
I'm Jeff Weston.
It's been great having you here this week, folks. I hope that you have a wonderful week. Do keep in mind, I am here next week, but these two, we've given them the week off. Guess who's going to be co-hosting with me? She's adorable. I'll give you a hint.
Ooh.
Oh, your wife.
My wife, Becca, is going to be here, and we are hosting the show together. I'm going to be looking at NEMS Linux, which is my distribution.
Oh, you're finally showing it.
I'm finally showing it.
Oh, we're not here.
1.4.1. Make sure you watch from home. So we've already pre-recorded the episode so that we can have the week off, and we're really looking forward to that.
Any spoiler alerts?
But be here. Well, it's going to be amazing, and we're going to show you how to obtain it, how to get it up and going, how to use it, just the basics, get it up and started right from the get-go with this free distribution that allows you to monitor all your network assets. So if you work in IT, or if you're just a hobbyist who has a great network at home and you want to know if a hard drive is failing, NEMS Linux is definitely something you want to check out. So that's happening next week on the show. So be here. Even though I'm not here, I am here, and there is a show. It's just that we already did it. Right? You haven't seen it yet, but you will next week when you're here. So take care. We'll see ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Great. So chat room.
Spoiler, it's amazing. I thought that too.
Chat room. So next week, there is an episode. I have no way to broadcast it. Okay? So watch our YouTube channel, which is the Category 5 TV one on YouTube. And the video is already pre-uploaded, and it's set to automatically publish at 7 o'clock sharp. So if everybody hits it right at that time, starts playing, then it should be just like watching live, but it's just going to be a little different because we don't have a way to broadcast live. Becca and I are going up to the cottage with the kids, and we've decided no internet this year.
Nice.
So, yeah.
I love it. Good.
So we're going to be pretty disconnected. So
At least you'll have power. I'm tent camping.
Oh, yeah.
There's no
Yeah, that's
power with
cool.
tent camping.
that's cool.
So I'm off the grid.
Nice.
I'll be at work on the grid.
Sorry about your luck.
Yeah.
Should we do an intro?
Sure.
Oh, right. Yeah.
What's the show about? Headphones?
Headphones, the Odroid. Gonna hide that.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
And we talked about the Stream Deck too.
yes.
Okay. Put that there so they don't trip over it. Welcome to Category 5 Technology TV. They're back. Nice to see ya. And this week we've got a great show for you. We looked at these great headphones last week.
Yes.
Jeff, you had some great questions.
I did.
One of them was, what formats does the micro SD card slot support?
Right.
We're going to actually tackle that tonight and answer that question. Also, we have a Stream Deck here, and if you're not familiar with it, it allows us to do things like zooming in and zooming out. But it is basically a fully programmable hotkey system that supports up to 210 hotkeys.
It's amazing.
If my math is correct, 210 buttons.
Wow.
Right there. And we're going to show you how you can set that up. And we've got more information about the Stream Deck for you tonight. Stick around. We've also got viewer questions, and it's going to be a jam-packed show.
Lots going on.
We're going to have a lot of fun. Stick around. We'll be back.
Good times had by all.
Good.
Now to produce it all
And then leave.
and then leave, hit the road.
So you're gone tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good times.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Won't see you for 2 weeks, but you will see me. Remember, we already went over this. Here we have air conditioning, and it's brilliantly cool in here, but we don't have control over the thermostat, unfortunately. It's a landlord thing, and so it runs all the time, and we can't turn it off.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, they could hear it a little bit, especially if we mute our microphone, because all of a sudden drops and then it comes back and you hear the fan noise.
I didn't actually notice it turn on today. What I noticed was the computer.
Yeah, servers generate some noise. Yeah, you're right. It hasn't been as noisy as previous weeks. So, thank you, everyone. Hope you are well, and I hope you have a wonderful couple of weeks. And enjoy the show next week. I'm really looking forward to bringing it to you.
No cracklings.
Chat room, can I count on you to just kind of let people know that, hey, it's not live this week, but here's a link? Really would appreciate that, and I thank you for it. And thanks for those who have been moderating over the past couple days. That's really helping me out, because I've been really busy lately. It's been great, but it's been tough to juggle too many things. So one of the things that I've had to cut back on just for now is being involved in the chat room during off hours. But I'm going to be back.
Yes.
So thanks, everybody. We'll see ya.